Breaking Bidehul. I'm your host, Scott Volche. Episode 24. The Witch. Bidehul's Witch. Their relationship and how he uses them to get to you, to hurt you and your family. More on the actual relationship between the two. More of an accomplice, but a conspirator based on what Sister Ivana Matra, who I believe may be RSS. I'm thinking perhaps the government had people in Russia watching Moshka's Bidehul. Whether the whistleblower receives protection or not, the rate in which they're turning and singing, wishing to come clean because they know they will be annihilated, as they are Piskopnik. The president has vowed to kill all the traitors who betrayed the motherland at a time of extreme external threat. They are the internal threat, the criminals. I wish it were clearer, don't you? But focusing on what you see but don't realize you're watching. The Witch on many different platforms. And as we discussed before, accomplishing multiple tasks for various clients, including those with a very, very scary funding source whose money has reached everything and is having an impact, as Bidehul says, affect them and die off. Those are the mottos behind these campaigns. But since Bidehul did all the kids, he's lost already. I continually remind him he's done. It's just waking people up and pointing out your assets that will be immediately wiped out. Frank and those fucking fags and fucking Peter are dead. Sorry. Scratch that, Your Honor. I move to strike that, please, Your Honor. Thank you. If the court would, please. It's difficult when you understand the crimes and the manipulation and you see all the exposure with the children and the ultimate goal and the success they're having, whereas at the current birth rate will be down to 1/10 of our population in 2 generations. As Elon Musk pointed out, he's the same one who formed an exploratory committee, apparently, that looked into when purchasing Twitter. Why not get OnlyFans in their $2.3 billion a year business? He said that effort revealed only kiddie porn couldn't be done. We're going to steal billions of dollars a year in business. Oh, by the way, that's the next program. We're going to look at who's with me. I'm tired of this. I need a partner. I'm tired of being alone. I want to sit down. I should have lots and lots of people that are ready to go. People to get involved and come to the table and bring your ideas and pick up on these stories. People need to pick up on these leads. Track down all the stories. Sorry, I'm tired. But I want to focus more on their relationship, he and his witches, so you understand you're not talking to a person. You're not talking to a model who's there for tips or selling underwear or to show you her latest haul of swimsuit gear or even walking down the runway. They're mutterers. They're witches with their hands and their curses or their spells. But again, why would you talk to the dead about the living? So we don't talk to witches, mediums. We're not supposed to talk to them at all. So I hope to find a former spiritualist, which they exist, and former Satanists who have gone with God. I don't know anything about that. I hope the folks at Kazazinski will explain how the pride in the witch's heart can turn to love for Jesus. Now we're talking. And that's what we need to focus on. Is there life, this morning's program, is there life after the coven? The Sistuk, unless they're an agent for RSS, simply planted in this coven in Peter, where we start, it would make total sense. They are there to do for the oligarchs or whomever, some elite group of super rich viewers. But we don't see that. You don't see that. Bidehul sees you. Is there life after the coven? For the sister, Ivana Matra, the whistleblower in Russia, will they be protected? We're doing a balancing act here. We're going to expose everything, and it's difficult to ignore the dangers or the consequences for the sister. Russia will ask the question, at this point, are they Piskopnik or Zashenyek, defender? As being more than accomplices, this small group in this particular example appear to be co-conspirators. So at this point, Russia does not protect them, that they will be extracted before the fire falls. And most of these witches burn up in a Ukrainian drone attack of St. Peter, or a fire like the factory of wild berries that burned and burned and burned. They'll just burn, which is the end goal. Burn that place to the ground, babushka, and then ban them, blacklist them, put on the do not rent list, and all the Piskopnik will be identified and posted, and he'll have no luck. Just arrest them all, those who survived the fire, which would be very few. So they are dead, and they're walking dead, and they're going to die in this fire that's coming very soon to their coven. It could be started by the partisan, the rebel, who knows? The Ukrainian drone attack. But by looking at those who have testified to a committee that helps the girls and boys get back to their mamas, babushka in Siberia, for example, those who came to Peter to make money, and those who are recruited locally from SBHS, what will those parents say? But the committee has testimony of what they went through with Bidehul. I would expect them to be leading the charge, or very much a part of the mob that will march down Nevsky with Mother Russia, young Russia with their best sword and a horse. And together we will annihilate these witches in Lucia, in London. That's the big one. Takedown only. Get rid of those witches. Expose all that there. Red Square, those involved. Those responsible, apparently. It's a little over my head, but Bill Browder could help shed light on a lot of this stuff. We'll see how much he gives us. And we move on to Miami. I don't think there'll be anything left by the time we get to Miami and America to wipe out the covens in the Americas, I should say. I think the mob will quickly disband the Miami operation. Multimedia LLC will go bye-bye. The coven will go bye-bye. And the association with the witches will be dissolved. So we won't have much to burn in Miami. They'll be done. They'll do it themselves. You know why? I don't care how much money's involved. No family man likes a Skinner, a baby f***er. No one's going to do... No. When they get the truth, what Homeland Security agent, I don't have his name, what the creator of the Sounds of Freedom told you, what Bidehul spent millions of dollars to try to suppress. We'll stir that back up. We'll revisit it. And we'll beat the hell out of the elements that must be told again and again. We'll talk to child safety advocates who will help us begin our journey on digging in the dirt, finding out more about why, where we got hurt, and expose it all. President Placina. All leading to Bidehul's interview, his exit interview. He's going to give them all up. And he will help Spicy Didi. He will help Spicy Gonko. And we can make some true strides in our fight for the children because we failed in protecting or defending them from the enemy, which you will see. The question you need to think right now is, if this shit is true, what will I do? You better. It's so hard to figure out. Obviously a criminal. A co-conspirator who's been working for years to hurt families and children in the West and around the globe. At the same time, this group, members of Russia's LGBT community, working for the enemy, for Moshka, for Bidehul, in Russia, against Russia, the traitors, VVP says, will be annihilated, crushed. He claims they all knew. But we know about the finger pointing, and this one did that, and we know how they operate, the different sides of this relationship, whether they take care of the Ivana Matra, the whistleblower, or not, whether they let this group burn. The witches are very interesting. Members of LGBT who apparently are not happy with the fact that they're getting their fellow Giri Bemet Krojina, gay child of the fatherland. I don't know, whatever I can say or almost say, I'll try to say it. But they're getting their gay brother and sister killed. Generations, for years to come, they'll be murdered on the street. The Bidehuls, Giri Bemet Bidehul, glory to the memory of Russia. It's all their fault. Russia has it in motion. It's all their fault. Blame the LGBT community. So these people involved with working and taking the enemy's money have blown the whistle. We have to get their story out as it pertains to the children. But they care about themselves. And that's great. There's another group that cares very much about themselves and their survival. And so hopefully they'll wake up their brothers and sisters around the world and say, come to our defense. We don't fuck kids. Gay people don't fuck kids. This is Bidehul's thing. He blames everyone for his child sex crimes, including you. Oh, yes, it's your fault. Well, you're the one that looked at the yoga instructor with the abs and the fiercely intense eyes and the muttering and the hand gestures and the spills. You're the one that looked at her. Sure, it screwed your kid up. The kid has no interest now. Why would he? They're toilets. And oh my gosh, we have to go back and look at the nastiness, how he makes them simply toilets, not equal participants in an exchange. Oh, it's disgusting. It's so gross and obvious. But we'll go back, and we have to, as much as I hate it. But he'll blame you. You're the one that looked at his stuff. You're the one. And everybody there is on board. You don't get on unless you're with the program director. That insane agenda. Anyway, oh yes, the difference between what you see and what you don't, what you actually get with Bidehul and his witches. As we continue this casual conversation, a roundtable event with truth seekers around the world, contribute, share ideas, and take them and run with the leads. Everyone's coming together. Anyone who cares about the kids or cares about our failure to defend the children, now ready to fight for the children. Oratza zed itit. What you see and what you don't. That's next time on Breaking Bidehul.
Places we got her digging in the dirt. Find the places we got her.